In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, we are always found communicating with the people. Some of these people we do communicate rarely or not so frequently, while another some of the people are those with whom we are found communicating quite often. Still, there are some people like the parents in the childhood, then the spouse and the children. Once a person is grown up, once a person becomes a family man, so we do communicate with those people oh so much, but still there is another person. This other person is a person. This other person is the one with whom we are found communicating all the time, all the time. Who is this person, by the way? This person is we ourselves. This person is we ourselves. We are found communicating with we ourselves all the time. Intra-person communication. There are interpersonal communications like intercity transport, and then there are intrapersonal communication. This intrapersonal communication is like intra-court appeal, like like communicating with oneself, and this communication with oneself is more than all other communications combined. This communication with oneself, this the interpersonal communication, this communication is far more than all the other communications combined. What is this? So that is why it is more important than the communication with anyone else at all. It is more important to to know the nitty gritty of this communication, whether we are getting the benefit out of it, whether we are somehow incurring some sort of loss, one sort of loss or the other. If at all we are putting ourselves into the trouble, we need to know the kind of communication we are having with we ourselves. It is so much important. It is more important than all the other communications combined, because if at all we make it a profitable one, if at all we make it a beneficial one, what is going to happen then? We will be earning and we will be getting lot of benefits out of it. And if at all we are getting the losses out of it, then these losses too will be immeasurable, beyond our measurement. So that is why it is extremely important, it is extremely important to know and to understand the kind of communication we are found having with we ourselves. It is very important, rather it is extremely important, extremely important. What to do then? We need to know, because we are our own best friend, but some of the time, because of our ignorance, because of our lack of awareness, we people are found injuring ourselves, we people are found hurting ourselves, and unknowingly, without knowing, indeliberately, not advertently, rather inadvertently, we are found hurting ourselves. And that is where we need to understand, that is where we need to put ourselves together. We need to become aware the kind of communication, the kind of quality communication we are found providing to we ourselves. If at all this quality communication is a good one, our life will start getting better and will keep getting better on a persistent basis. And if unfortunately if this communication is not of good quality, if this communication is a toxic one, if this communication is a negative one, what is going to happen then? We will become our own worst enemies. overwhelming majority of the people, they are of the view that this communication, we can't do anything else about it, because this remains on autopilot. I do agree with those people up to some extent, maybe up to great extent, but I still think that it is, we can positively interfere, we can positively interfere with the kind of communication we are having with we ourselves, and we need to reform, we need to keep an eye whether the kind of communication we are having with we ourselves, either it is a positive one or unfortunately it is a negative one. We need to understand it, because if at all we don't, if we fail to understand what is going to happen, our thinking will remain on autopilot forever. And this, as for the autopilot of thinking is concerned, I think it is quite injurious. We need to keep an eye upon it, like we need to keep an eye upon it, the way we are thinking, what we are thinking, why is it like this one, why don't I think positively, why don't I think differently, why don't I think differently, why don't I think positively. It is important, and it is really, really, really important. What to do then? Be as positive as possible with we ourselves, because this negativity is nothing less than a poison. If at all we are found generating poison into our mind, it will travel to each and every organ of ourselves. So we don't need this if at all we are I'm sorry, I apologize, if at all we are found found thinking negatively, this negative thinking of ours, actually this is something which will poison our thoughts, and these poisoned thoughts will take this toxicity and poison to each and every organ of we ourselves. We need to protect ourselves from it, we need to keep an eye upon it, we need to keep an eye upon it. That is important, and that is really, really, really important. What do you think? Let's try it, and let's work hard upon it. Why am I calling working hard upon it? Because it is more productive than any other activity, because it is more harmful than any other activity. So for that reason, if at all it is the most powerful, it is the most harmful, or it could be the most beneficial one. So why not work upon it consistently? Why not to work harder upon it? Why not to work smarter upon it? Why not to keep an eye upon we our thoughts? Thank you, Jazakallah.